Murder style, y'all.
Insanity, insanity, whatever happened to humanity? Ooh.
I gotta review this now. Honestly, I reviewed bad movies. I reviewed shitty movies. Oh Lord, I reviewed movies that really made me regret having eyes. Um, but let's just say I think I'd rather watch a bad film. I'd rather watch a film that was bad from start to finish than watch a film that tries to be good and it just falls flat on its ass. And I'm really trying to hold on to anything that's going to keep me enjoying it. We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about I Can Only Imagine. We're gonna talk about this shit. And to be fair, this movie is not that bad. It's subjective, but I feel like a movie like this, and I'm shooting hard on it because I'm big with drama films. I'm big with emotional films. It's like horror films and romance films and drama films is my main three. It's a bad combination. It's like eating an ice cream sandwich and there's chicken liver and flaming hot Cheeto sauce inside. But anyway, this movie is an American drama film that has been directed by John and Andrew Irwin. Growing up in Greenfield, Texas, Bart Millard suffers physical and emotional abuse at the hands of his own father, Arthur. When Arthur becomes terminally ill, he finds redemption by embracing his faith and rediscovering his love for his son. Years later, Bart's troubled childhood and mended relationship with his dad inspires him to write the hit song I Can Only Imagine of the Christian band Mercy Me. You know, when my wife and I was watching this film, it kind of, I've actually forgot how we got started watching this. I think we was like scrolling some, oh yeah, that's right. This movie, this piece of shit was a suggestion. It was a suggestion. I don't know who suggested me to watch this movie. I don't know. And here's the thing, right? Whoever it was not a fan of my channel. I can't remember who it was. They just want me to watch it, not review it, but I can't remember who it was. It was probably some fuckhead asshole that probably don't know good movies, don't know good drama films, don't know good pacing, probably don't know good choreography, probably don't know good payoff, and above all, don't know good execution when it comes to you embracing your emotions so you can relate to the characters. This movie has all that. And as for the piece of shit who would recommend this to me, it'll come to me. It will. Thinking about the motherfucker who recommended me to this movie is like me thinking about the last tooth that I lost in my mouth. And I lost a few of them. Sorry I had to see that. The movie picks up at a very, very fair pace, but also slow when it comes to too much downtime. But the movie actually focuses on the main protagonist that is played by Michael Finley. Michael Finley, for what's been given to him, has done a very good job. I was inbound and I was actually like in the heats of his character, because when I watch movies like this, when it comes to embracing connectivity to the emotions with the character, especially when it comes to relations with your father, I wanted to see how things were going to play out. And with Michael Finley, the things that he went through with him and his dad, I actually can relate. I actually can relate to his to the things that Michael Finley's character had to go through, which is Bart. Poor bastard, bro. A poor bastard. And I can understand how you have a certain ideal, a certain mindset, because everybody's dreams always starts with a vision. It always starts with a fictionized pamphlet of what you see in your mind. And the hardest part is putting it out in the open. And the other hardest part is your family not supporting that shit. But this is what made me didn't like the film a lot, was because you show not most of the scenes of your father and you having these type of confrontations, having these ups and downs. They show this, but not enough you to see the main scale of both of them, to see the impact. All you feel is the fact that the father's a dick and Bart is a witness. That's all you feel. You feel like his father Arthur is just being an asshole, you know? But you don't know no reason of his actions at all, except for a small little speech that didn't have no emotional payoff. They spend most of this whole entire film with him and this love interest, this girl. And let me ask you guys something. Unless this person plays a major part of your success, a major part of the role of the choreography to your whole goal set, do you think that showing those scenes would be necessary? Now, I know this based on true stories, right? But there are certain projects that's based on true activity that cuts off scenes like this because it's going to lose viewers. I don't care how real, how truthful, how relatable, and at the same time, how engaging the story is. You're putting this shit on screen. This isn't a fucking documentary. So if you put a lot of downtime with tea time with a woman that you didn't even fucking get at the end of the movie, and putting aside important parts to make us feel like Bart has won over his career, you're putting the franchise at risk. Whiplash, learn from this. That's why I love Whiplash till this day. Still one of the best musical films ever. Ever. And I was beginning to think that by me reviewing this movie, shooting hard on it, I was actually a little nervous. I was like, you know what, even though this movie have like some tough points, am I really gonna get bashed by the 4chan and you know, like the sensitive people that just can't? But here's the thing. Number one, there's two reasons why. One, I still did it because people know how I am with my channel. If I'm bashing on things, it's because it's supposed to be bashed in a way where it can be in a critique, reasonable cycle. Number two, I'm surprised that IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes actually gave this a low score as well. And now everybody know I hate Rotten Tomatoes just as much as a gay person hates a dildo with no protection. That's been used. But I'm surprised that Rotten Tomatoes gave it this rating. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I guess the people who wanted to give the Rotten Tomatoes the main score probably didn't pay them enough, or maybe they probably saw it. It was like, you know, no matter what you're paying me, we're not giving this an 80 or a 75. We're gonna give this shit a rating that you people should probably full of learn from. I don't know if my climax review helped this. Or maybe y'all just have a brain in Rotten Tomatoes. But either way, I still am going to take that rating a little bit too on the light side, because the rating I'm going to get this film is going to be more warranted. Now, going back to the writers and the execution of this film, I understand that downtime is important so you can further impact audiences when it comes to the last scenes of intensity, which comes to the father's character that's played by Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid, man, I loved him on here. I loved his performance, man. But that's the reason why I'm really shitting on this film, is because you guys had so much potential. And Dennis Quaid is one of my favorite actors. But for you to have iconic actors, you need to have iconic roles that has iconic choreography so we can have some good relation and good payoff. I like the Dennis Quaid character that is like this mind-broken father that literally sees his son from a bird eye view of his success, beginning to go into a whole retrospect of his career, and he literally just shuns him, butchers him emotionally and physically, but we still don't relate, and we still don't know much about it because they don't explain more of his situation because it's so focused on a love interest that doesn't really pay off into the whole damn film. You fool. Wasted potential, dude. Wasted potential. Even when they show this whole big scene where the son begins to have like this hatred towards his father. They pull this whole 180 that this father is going through a certain condition where now his son has to really feel sympathy for him. Another reason why you need downtime. Listen, the shit that the son went through in this film, I don't give a fuck who you are or what you've done. If that was me and I went through that same shit, I don't give a fuck what you're going through. Call that poetic justice. But the reason I'm saying that is because, again, you don't show us enough for us to understand and feel some type of sympathy for the father. So when the father was like, I'm doing this because, yeah, it's because of this. And he's like, oh, wow. Look, I know he's a Christian. But there's even Christians that don't agree with this either. You think that every Christian will let things like this go? I know some Christians. I know Christians that has more brutal mentality than I do. And I understand that films like this supposed to have this type of redemption cycle of you letting certain things go and just looking through your inner peace. But in what extent when it comes to the pacing not to relate to that shit? It's like when you have a book of how to build up success ratios of how to be successful. And the first thing and the only thing you say is you can do it. Go ahead. Let's see what you got. But you're not giving no leeway of how to get there. If you're going to show us certain scenes of our emotions being into the weight balance, the first thing you need to do is have us relate to these characters so we can have the balance pay off. You didn't do that. You didn't do that. So, all I felt when the father gave him that message was me feeling like, okay, fulfill your dream and just announce and say that his father didn't support him, which the father tried to do. But if it was me, it would have, oh my God. And I know a lot of people can agree with me on this because the rating speaks for itself. And I guess even the son feels this way too, because by the end of the damn film, when he is literally on stage about to sing the main hit song, he literally just tries to abandon it and just say, I don't want to do it. I don't want to sing it. So even when so let's just say this right here. Even if people say that they don't agree with my standards of how I felt towards a father character, even though I do, but I feel like it don't have enough pacing, even the fucking son didn't feel that way either because he felt like the whole thing was meaningless. So explain that shit, fuckers. I'm just saying it just in case if y'all go through that whole counter aspect. I'm a goddamn tank when it comes to facts. So if y'all don't try to say that, well, you know, he's still trying to do it. He still even had doubts. He still had doubts. Even on stage. It took Amy Grant to tell this nigga, get up. You gotta do this. This is your song. Sing it. Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? But again, I understand because you felt doubt. You felt pity. You felt like, man, maybe this is not going to work well for me. So by you feeling as if you didn't achieve a lot because your father's mindset was beginning to get to you. And then you sing the song and then you performed on it. And then you see your father's like fictionized ghost staring at you, congratulating you. The first thing I would say if I was your dad is like, nigga, you tried to not sing this shit. Fuck you. That would be my opinion. So I feel like this movie is all over the place. I feel like if you're going to have this symbolic gesture of just trying to make us relate to these characters, make it make sense. Like, for example, I made a novel a few years ago called X Trauma. It's about a guy named Ethan. He also had a very bad relationship with his dad too. Terrible relationship. And by that happening, Ethan ended up growing up to be an asshole towards everybody. And then when life begins to catch up with him, he goes through a traumatic accident that caused him to go through a life and death scenario when he was going through surgery. That car accident almost killed him. So he wasn't alive or dead. He was in limbo under the knife. He was like literally in a lifeline crisis. So when he was going through this phase, his dead ancestor was literally giving him a vision of why things were the way they were. And he literally told him that your father has made you like this, but it's time for you to redeem yourself. And he was facing through a lot of demons while he was under the knife. The whole book ended where Ethan woke up and he had to pay for all the things that he has done to everybody, and that payoff was him being a cripple. The second book started with the father of why he treated Ethan like this. And the pacing of it was so good to the point where both of them won awards on Amino.com. My point is, if you're gonna start with flawed characters, give us a reason why they're flawed. If you're gonna start something with characters that is emotionally unbalanced, with a choreography aspect of them trying to build up potential so they can build up their career, so they can be successful, have it be focused on that. If you want to have a love interest on there, then have that be worth it as well. She had to have been worth more than just dinner takeouts and a fucking phone call. I still don't remember who recommended me this shit. I still don't remember. Calm the mind, ease the soul. Overall, Dennis Quaid, you just got paid. So I'm not even gonna get mad at you on that. Fuck, man. Oh man, I don't want to. All right, let me just rate this. I'm gonna have to give, if I only I can't get the goddamn name. Let's try it again. Let me get. Oh damn. Let me get what? Let me rate this right, please. I am going to have to rate. I can only imagine. D. It's been a while since I did a rant. It's been a while. And people think that I like ranting. I don't. I don't like ranting. I don't like, because people, look, I'm in my mid-30s. When I rant like this, I instantly get in a bad mood, and it takes a while for me to shake this shit off. It takes a minute. So, now I know who recommended me this. Now I know who recommended me this movie. Let me cut you off real quick. You watching, right? You. Let me look right at the lens. You watching this? I know you probably recommended me this out of the kindness of your heart, so I'm going to say this with the full sincerity of my heart. You got bad taste. You got bad taste. And don't ever recommend this type of shit to me ever again. I'm giving you a fair fucking warning.